The fall of the Daily Wire might just be upon us right now. As you guys know, Brett Cooper just left the Daily Wire, and I'm doing my little dance, I'm celebrating all of that. Not because I take, satisfaction in people's downfalls, but because, look, at the end of the day, the Daily Wire is our enemy. The Daily Wire platformed Candace Owens. Just to remind y'all, the Daily Wire platformed Candace Owens when she was unbelievably anti-black. Then, when she decided to audition to be a disciple of Hitler, a neo. Then they said, the anti-Semitism is a little bit too far for us. We're going to have to part ways with you now. Bye, Candace. And now, as you guys can clearly see, Candace is trending on Twitter, trying to convince the public that Israelis bombed the USS Liberty, amongst all the other insane anti-Semitic conspiracy theories she's been able to spin over the course of the last 8 months. Brought to you by the Daily Wire. Brought to you by Turning Point USA. Just to remind you of the kind of evil that this little organization has sprung up upon the American people. Candace Owens, chief among them. Now, Brett Cooper's getting cloned. Her former best friend, according to the fans are saying this is her former best friend, her maiden at her wedding or whatever. This chick is now being trained to talk just like Brett Cooper and act just like Brett Cooper after a month of promising that she would, I'm just filling in for this one day. Brett will be back on Monday.
Welcome back to the comment section. I am producer Reagan. I'm filling in for Brett today and guest hosting the show. And don't worry, Brett will be back on Monday. Don't worry, Brett will be back on Monday. Guest hosting this Friday, so don't worry, Brett will be back on Monday.
Now, the Daily Wire has thoroughly and perfectly trained this chick to talk and act just like Brett Cooper. Watch.
They're circulating around letters internally that are saying like, oh, Brett Cooper wants to leave, and that is not the case at all, apparently, according to everyone at the Daily Wire that I've spoken to. And it's that she had disagreements with Jeremy Boring over what happened with Candace, probably, and certainly more disagreements in terms of like the culture there and what's going on, and is now getting pushed out. They are promoting her best friend, who was her maid of honor at her wedding. They offered her a contract that was so lucrative she couldn't refuse it.
The best friend that her bestie was already offered.
Producer Reagan,
bridesmaid.
Yeah, her producer was her bridesmaid at her wedding this year, and they apparently allegedly gave her acting classes to help her imitate Brett's mannerisms. No. And when I was talking to a girl with the family I was staying with before, she's like an 18-year-old chick that loves Brett Cooper. She's a total super fan. And she was like, yeah, the Reagan episodes are kind of weird because she's like a clone of Brett Cooper.
Oh.
Now, don't y'all see the inauthenticity and the fakeness of the Daily Wire? I just want to remind y'all of something. Brett Cooper she's not off the hook either. Brett Cooper is not somebody who got it out the mud, was getting it every day, putting in that work. Brett Cooper was somebody who was plucked up from the middle of nowhere by the Daily Wire. She auditioned for the show. Why do y'all think that if you go to Brett Cooper's channel right now, it says the comment section, the end? Not the comment section with Brett Cooper, but the comment section with white headphones. Now, her former friend is wearing the white headphones and is now going to be the new star of the comment section. The Daily Wire didn't even have the integrity, because that's how fake and just like manipulative and just conservative media is this desperate and venomous. They take the title and just empty it of this chick's name and just leave it there for someone to come along and replace her. That's the nature of what you're dealing with right-wing media. There is no low they won't sing to, whether it's spreading anti-black racism, anti-Semitism, normalizing misogyny, normalizing insurrection. They will do anything in their power to make the most disgusting of beliefs normal to the youth. That is who and what these people are. They take this channel, remove the name, and now someone else is going to come in trained to pretend to be normal, trained to pretend to be likable, trained to make MAGA foolishness sound palatable to the youth and to this country. That is what you're dealing with. This chick pretends to be Brett Cooper, and the real, like, the part that just, like, rocks my mind, like, the part that just blows my mind, is the fact that the Daily Wire really sat there and thought, we can replace Brett Cooper with her friend, and surely her fans will be perfectly fine with that. Surely, somehow or another, her friend replacing her, pretending to be her, pretending to, be the new Brett Cooper, copying mannerisms and speech patterns, somehow or another, the fans are gonna love that. They couldn't even give this chick her own separate show. And, I'm not really, I don't have the most sympathy in the world for Brett Cooper. I've seen the lies and foolishness she's propagated on her show. But to snake your homie, to snake your guy, to come in and say, I'll take over your show. Yeah, they're getting rid of you, but I'll take over all of your subscribers, all your fame, all your success, all of those years you put in of, multiple videos a day and all these TikTok, all of that. I'll take over now. It's mine now. That's great, but this is who you're dealing with. This is what you're dealing with. The Daily Wire, conservatives, these people will stop at nothing to undo everything. That is who and what these people are. I'm telling you, they will stop at nothing to destroy. These people are fake. They grab some random chick and turn her into a star over the course of 3 years. Then, over whatever issue is going on over there, they replace her, flip her former best friend in to replace her, and then now it's all fine and dandy. The fan base itself is revolting against the Daily Wire. The fan base is saying, we weren't watching the comments section, we were watching Brett. People are loyal to people, not to networks. The Daily Wire made a major misstep by having Reagan fill in for Brett. Instead of giving Reagan her own show and allowing her to develop her own unique style, they tried to replace Brett, even down to her mannerisms and speech patterns. This approach makes Reagan come across as inauthentic. As a viewer, I would have been open to seeing Reagan in something fresh and original, but now it feels like the Daily Wire is just desperately clinging to formula. And it's funny because they're slowly but surely starting to get it. Yeah, you got reeled in by a formula. It was on purpose. Grab a young, cute white chick who can pretend to be normal. And I'm not super crazy MAGA. I'm not a hillbilly from the middle of nowhere screaming with half my teeth missing. Oh no, I'm just like you. I'm normal like you, but just a little MAGA twist. Stop. Will conservatives wake up to how easily lies and fake TV shows and fake characters are spun up and fed to them? No, absolutely not. It would take a catastrophe of the highest order for them to say, maybe this is an inauthentic show. Maybe this isn't real. That's what we're dealing with. People who require the utmost amount of the craziest calamity to sit there and say, I'm not gonna lie, maybe this is a bad idea. Maybe this isn't all that good. This is hilarious to me. Absolutely hilarious. The fact that the channel is now just called the comment section makes me feel so uneasy. And maybe they'll get it, but I doubt they will. The Daily Wire is a company that is dedicated to pumping right-wing content at any cost. If they had an inch of soul, which, they will never find, they can never buy, they can never acquire because they just don't have one. But if they had even an inch of soul, they would have retired the channel in the memory of what Brett did for their company. But no, gotta keep making that money. So we're going to be taking your best friend, your former best friend, and replace you. This is hilarious. I'm sorry. This is funny. Yo. Conservatives are like supervillains from a fucking anime. You couldn't write this shit if you tried. The inauthenticity of the Daily Wire and everything surrounding Brett Cooper's story, the fact that she was an actor, and I hate when people go like, so-and-so's an actor, so everything about them couldn't be true. Those what I'm talking about. Those people on the internet, so-and-so was an actor. I wonder how much of Brett's story is authentic, because she tells these stories about how she was bullied in college for being conservative and all this other bullshit. I wonder how much of that is actually true. Like, now that I think about it, when I see how full of shit the Daily Wire is, when I think about how much conservatives lie about everything, from insurrection attempts to election results to, hurricane relief, knowing that conservatives have no lie too egregious to tell, it begs the question, what in the world is true about Brett Cooper? What in the world is even true about any of this? Like, Obviously, we can tell there's something personal going on between her and her replacement, but my biggest takeaway from this is you cannot trust anything conservatives put out ever. The fact that they're trying to clone and copy Brett and shove a new one into the limelight is just an example of how silly, fake, and dishonest the Daily Wire and conservative media actually truly is. Now let's talk about, this could be the end of the Daily Wire. I'm not gonna lie. I was shook for a while. You know, Kermit the Frog over there screaming about the postmodernists. You know, Ben doing his 100th, take at, destroying his integrity and his honesty. Matt Walsh pretending to be some kind of, outdoorsman who cuts wood and hunts deer. Brett Cooper, running up millions of views a week, compelling these people to believe foolishness. I thought we were finished. And we kind of are finished because Trump won. But shit, I'll take any W we can ever possibly take. This right here could possibly be the fall of the Daily Wire. I was scared at first. I won't lie. I was afraid. I was afraid. I was like, yo, that's a little bit too many, good people on one team. Peterson, Shapiro, Owens. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Candace over there doing her anti-black spiel every day. Gotta applaud the work. Consistency is consistency. But she wanted to switch it up a little bit, switch up the flavor. She wanted to, dabble in the, she wanted to hate on Jews. And the Daily Wire just wouldn't let her. And they fired her, which is, I don't know. It doesn't seem fair to me. You let her hate on everybody else, and then you drew a line. It's crazy. And now the entire world has to deal with Candace Owens Unleashed. Oh my God, bro. And it's like the Daily Wire has said nothing. Candace has gone on and on and on with her anti-Semitism. Not to mention, they didn't even say anything about Nick Fuentes. Some of the most ardent and outspoken anti-Semites receives zero pushback from the Daily Wire. Zero. They just unleash these characters on us and then leave us to clean up the mess. I'm sick and tired of conservatives. I'm sick and tired of all of them. Lord knows what Brett Cooper's about to do, because now she's unleashed too. She doesn't have to worry about contracts and all that shit now. Now she can do and say whatever it is she wants to, with no concern or care for what could possibly happen. That's what we're dealing with now. Hopefully, this is the fall of the Daily Wire. I doubt Matt Walsh. I forgot about the other one, the one that's kind of zesty, Michael Knowles. Hopefully, this is the fall of the Daily Wire. Okay, I know there will never be a left-wing Daily Wire. It's just never going to happen. But hopefully this is the fall of the Daily Wire. And hopefully those of you at home who have family members or friends who consume that Brett Cooper bullshit, that Candace Owens bullshit, that all that nonsense, I hope you remind them of how fake, manipulative, and inauthentic conservative media actually is. It is all fake. As much as I dislike some of the leftists in liberal space, because I'm not a leftist. I see people in my comments say, you're not a real, thank God, nigga, get the fuck away from me. Anyways, I'm a liberal, and as much as I dislike a lot of the leftists and anti-establishment liberals in our space, depends on the definition of anti-establishment. As much as I hate some of these people, it's authentic. These people, they started from the ground up. They grinded it out. No matter what kind of studio they build, no matter what kind of microphones they buy, I know these people are genuine, even it will actually know. Bro, okay, as far as I know, the left hasn't been caught up in anything like this yet. But we literally sat there and watched conservatives be exposed for being funded by Russian agents. This is the level of dishonesty, duplicity, and just absolute snake activity you are dealing with as an American with conservative media. You can't trust any of them as far as you can see them. You can't. You just can't. You can't trust any of them at all, ever. Never trust anything a conservative says in your life, ever. If they tell you the sky is blue, go outside, open a window, check 3 times, open the door, close the door, open the door, close the door, check. Don't just assume the sky is blue. If they tell you 2 + 2 is 4, pull out a notepad and a pen and start writing. Pull out start writing. Figure it out. Is it truly 4? What's the answer? Do the math. When they tell you that chloroplasts play a part in photosynthesis, don't just believe that shit. Believe that shit. Come on, like don't just believe anything they say ever, okay? Never. Ever. That's what you're dealing with. Cloning the person you fired. Unleashing anti-Semite, anti-black media lunatics on the entire planet. What do you have to say for yourselves, the Daily Wire? This is bullshit. It's just like, this is what we're putting up with. Hopefully this is the end of the Daily Wire. Hopefully this is the fall of the Daily Wire. I'm sick of this shit. Absolutely. And the real kicker about it is the only one who's willing to actually debate is Ben Shapiro. And I don't even know if he even will debate anymore. You know, they never debate anybody because it's not 2016 anymore. The liberals aren't sitting there saying, it's not my job to educate you. Now we're debating. Now we're in the trenches, and conservatives, they don't want to debate anymore. They want to hide in their little circles and in their little caves and post their little videos and run away from confrontation. I invite any of these motherfuckers. I will debate Candace, Ben, Brett. I don't give a fuck who it is. I will debate any of them. These people refuse to debate, and keep that in mind as they spew and spew and spew more fuck shit. They run further and further away from confrontation. These people are dishonest, duplicitous, and fake, and don't trust a single thing they say. I just wanted to let y'all know. I just wanted to remind you of that. So yeah, the Daily Wire has tried to clone their newest star by replacing her, taking her former best friend. I guess they fell out because the chick decided to just like, yeah, I'll replace my friend. I'll take over her hard work and take over all the stuff she did and make it mine and benefit from all of it. Yeah, I'll do it. And they think they can just sell that to that's just how out of touch and just insane these people actually are. They think their fan base is actually going to buy that, actually embrace that. Come on. And then the chick sits there and tries to pretend to be Brett Cooper. That's how fake all of them are. Brett, the Daily Wire, and this little replacement. They're all fake. This is funny. This is hilarious. I'm sorry, but this is funny. The Daily Wire crashing out is objectively funny.